Hello! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more Outer Wilds. I don't actually have as much time as I normally would today. Um, I kind of realized today when I'm recording this, yes, this is not an actual stream. We have officially reached that point of the year where the streams are gone. Did the game just crash? Of course it would do that. Give me a moment. Never mind. It just wanted to play the biggest prank imaginable on me. No, I don't have too much time today, and it's because I basically finally realized, like, oh crap, I've got stuff that I gotta do for, or I've got stuff that I gotta do for start of summer, and I haven't even really like started really working on that, and that includes a lot of stuff that I have to record today, basically. So yeah, no, there's like three things that I'm thinking are very important for us to find that we apparently just haven't found, and they are the sun station. I don't want to try it yet because I think I understand it, but at the same time, I don't think I understand it. The vessel, which is in Dark Bramble, which is what we're going to actually focus on today, and the Southern Observatory, which I thought I had gone to. Apparently, I haven't, though. And I thought we had gone there, done that, been everywhere. No, today, I think the biggest of the question marks to me is Dark Bramble's, wonderful little, vessel, which I genuinely am looking at and thinking as, like, how do I even, like, how do I even handle this thing? So, I have a concept of an idea. This today may only be like 2 attempts at progress, really. And I do apologize if that is so, because I do want today to be an interesting day. But I would like it to be known that, like, this is not going to be an easy task. It is, in fact, probably going to be one of the scarier tasks in the game that we do. And that is simply just because of the way that, Dark Bramble and everything works. I do personally have some things I would like to try, and one of these is, what I've just done here, which is sending it straight in, seeing where it goes, and, considering from there, which, that hasn't really done anything. I do know that we do not need to go, into the red. The red is the one that I think we all can collectively agree does not need gone into. I do, however, want to figure out where else we can go. And now, upon seeing that, I have our definition. And I'm just going to fire us forward for a bit. There we go. My intent is I'm either going to find it by just finding where these seeds are, and I'm assuming it got basically full up into Dark Bramble, basically, or I'm not going to find it in here and it's gone somewhere else. Did I seriously find it in one shot? Did I seriously find it in one shot? Don't tell me I found it in one shot. I don't like the fact that the red is still here. And I also don't like that there may or may not... The rocks move. I thought they weren't going to move. Okay, that one's that one. What's that? I don't like that the rocks can move. That's like additive pain to this whole experience. I'm trying to figure out what a light is, and the game's just like, no. Actually, wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, thank you. Go there, maybe. Go there, maybe. Does that give me eyesight? Okay, that one's also bad, which means this entire area, no matter what it is bad. We leave. And that's the type of stuff I'm wanting to do today, where I'm going to determine if an area is good or if an area is bad. And when I do, I'm going to just leave. Now I do need to identify where that is so that I can stop. And we're gonna launch. And we're either gonna find things, or we're gonna find nothing. Okay. And that one is one that I'd like to think about. Yeah. Let's go there, since the other one I think is the one that we found that leads to Feldspar. I think we want to go to this one. Just because I think we can. And I don't want to move too much faster. Yep, because we're in the range of them now. This is why I said today may or may not be like a 1 or 2 attempt type day, where we're just doing our best and hoping from there, effectively. Dunk. This one's gonna suck. There's one right by it. Are we far enough away from you two? Okay, I think we are. Is there anything other than the one light? There is a second light. Is the first light what I think it is? The first light is the bad. Okay. Where is second light? Because I know I saw one. If it quite literally is get across to the other side, then we're gonna have a struggle, but it's doable. I just don't like that that literally has me go right. I don't think there is another side. Like, I'll fire it right up. Okay, I'll fire it right there. See, the problem with this little puzzle that is right here, there is another side, great. The problem with this little puzzle that exists right here is it isn't really very well stated, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I think this is an intriguing puzzle. I just don't think it is well stated in terms of where to go. And I like it. I like it. I like that they had the tenacity and the want to make a puzzle like this. That's scary. The fact the light goes out. Yeah, we've got to go around the long way, I think, is the only way to do it. But no, like, the fact that this one isn't very well stated in terms of, like, hey, if you want to get somewhere, you know, like, having a survivor's skeleton that tells you the path to take, like, somewhere in here would have been interesting. The problem is like literally getting that to work and make sense, I feel like, is definitely the struggle. I do think it is definitely a very interesting puzzle. But yeah, that is my main complaint about it, is more just along the lines of like, damn, it's hard to find the route you're supposed to go in. Wow, I did not realize we were going this fast, actually. Wait, is there a path through there? No. Heard nothing. That is not the sound of me scraping across. Did he get angry? No, he hasn't moved. Good. We're taking it the slow way. Taking it the slow way. Where I literally go across the walls. Okay. I'm like, I need to quickly readjust myself because I don't know where I am. And I would like to know where I am before I continue. Because I think I know where I am, but I don't know where I am. Is that it? See, this is the problem with rotating in a sphere is... I don't know which way is up. I have lost directionality. And that is not a good sign for coming back here consistently if I need to, or, you know, can't find everything I'm after in one shot, you know. Is that it? I think we found it. Okay, we found it. Where does this take me? I swear if it just takes me to the other side of this spot. Oh. The entire place is alight. Why do I not like this? Where is that? What is that? Did I just find the way out? Is that all I found was the way out? I think that's all I found was the way out. Yeah, I found the way out. Okay. We dive back in. Okay, so going to the other side of a place means nothing, is what that tells us. That means we need to find... Wow, I almost shot that right in there, actually. And that one I did. That one's just the one, and then that's into that spot. Like, at least in good news, this place is hyper consistent in terms of what it is. Once you know what a light does and what a light is, you can find yourself pretty well. Like, that's the benefit, is once you know what you're doing, you're good. You know how to handle it. The problem is just where? Where do you go with all of these? Please have got that, thank you. So that's back into there. And that place just makes me think it's... Well, that one does have a seed. Yeah. Let's go here just because this is an interesting path. And I think it's maybe the direction we need to go. I'm not sure. I'd like to say I know what needs done in here. The problem is I don't. And like, I know roughly what to attempt. I know what's worth trying, which is why I'm kind of just throwing myself at this repeatedly. But it's more the fact that, like, I don't... Okay, that's a red. So the thing we saw there was red. See, and here's the thing. Now I'm kind of in the boat that I understand what red means. At least to me. I'm pretty sure I know what red means. So, like, the thing is if I do need to send myself through a red, like, I think I just won't, because I'm like, well, that's where the anglerfish nest is, and that's extra scary. Like, I'm willing to play with the moving rocks. I'm willing to play with the moving rocks. I'm fine with that. Alright, let's do a crazy maneuver. I want to see if I can't get into one of the reds. And just go. You know? It is really not a nice spot. Like, my brain is telling me that this is nothing right now. That's what I'm getting, is this is nothing that I need to worry myself with, because, oh, I already know how the red works. I already know what it does. It's not anything worth anything. It is just, for instance, it is just for where that is, and that is exactly what I thought it was. It is it's where they all egg. It's where they egg. So that tells me it's not worth it here. Because there's not anything worthwhile in terms of that. So, okay, so that one's a no. You are that. You are what? I mean, there's that guy. You're the seed we just went to. I believe you're... Yeah. So... either I don't understand, or I'm missing something. And of course, there's our timer. There's our timer. Alright, well, in the next episode, I do intend to delve more deeply into this. Let's be honest. Actually, you know what? Let's go the nice way so that I'm not crying over here. I don't understand it. I don't understand where the vessel is. If the vessel is somewhere I'm supposed to make it to, then I'm a bit stuck in terms of figuring out where it is. Because it feels like maybe either I don't understand the seeds, and that might be true. In fact, you know what? Since I've got the opportunity to, let's try and see if there's something I don't understand about the seeds. I mean, there's 3. They're in different spots. It's based on rotation of when I enter for those, though. Yeah, so these seeds always spit you out the same way, basically. So this seed, useless, not worthwhile. Yeah, that seed is the anglerfish hell. I would like to say it's where you're supposed to go, but I'm not certain. Anyways, death has come for us again. Yippee. Thank you. Thank you, space-time. Alright. I think next episode I'll take a deeper dive at that, because I don't think I'm getting it, and I don't think it's something I can get without, like, some genuine thoughts and effort into it. That would make me take quite a while, which right now I don't have, because we've got a stream that I gotta go to in less than 30 minutes, actually, and, you know, the entire episode needs to be less than 30 minutes, so that I can, or less, you know what I mean, words, there's words, word salad. I've got less than 30 minutes left of the episode, is what I'm trying to say. so that I can get to stream on time, so that I can get to an event on time that I promised I would be there for one of my buddies. So, alright, next one. Let's go to the Southern Observatory, which is, was this Ryback? Yeah, Ryback. Which is on, yeah, we're going to, what's it called? Why is my brain dead? We're going to map mode, I believe Brittle Hollow. Yeah. Yeah. Brittle Hollow. Brittle Hollow also has the shelter site, which is probably very important. Okay, we'll go to Brittle Hollow. Let's take a marker there, and let's just get going. Because at this rate, I'm kind of in the mode of I don't know. I literally do not know, is the problem. Like, if I knew, I would get us a good shot. But because I don't, I don't. So, Southern Observatory. I thought the Southern Observatory was maybe the Quantum Tower, but it probably isn't, based off the fact that, well, we got it wrong. Ooh, jeez. Hi. Alright, there we go. I do not have care for what happens to the ship. We're kind of in the boat of whatever happens is what happens. So, this is where we learned about the shelter site. This is where we learned about it. And they quote-unquote crawl down the cliff here into where it is. Which, you know, I can see. I can see. Black hole sleeps low, must not slip. The problem is as I do this, we're going to be breaking stuff. And I thought this led us to, yeah, here. Did I really not, like, do anything here? Oh no, be sure not to wander far from here. Those areas somewhat unstable. It's safer than any we've found so far. Temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust affected by meteor impact. Okay, we did something today because we found this zone. Thank God. I thought I had already been here, but apparently I haven't. And that's something that I was of major note. Also, there's a way to literally walk on the ceiling. Given concerns about our settlement stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor an incoming message. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. Don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. I agree. We're here because the Eye signal called us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not to merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we must do. So they kind of abandoned being saved. I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from volcanic moon's eruptions. So, that's what that was. And we've been there. We've done that. I've seen all of that. And I do know that the North Glacier is the safe point. I'm like, ow! This place has a structural integrity of 100%. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here it is, everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel. Signal was older than the universe itself. This is most significant detail. No my clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than the universe itself? Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe. The signal looks like an eye, round, with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. So, we've done so much finding of everything else in the game that I finally now found the spot that, like, really is their started it all type location. I'm doing this, by the way, because I'm 90% sure when I was here last, there was ghost matter around, and I'm worried about getting ghost mattered. Like, I swear there was a spot in here that was just straight up pure ghost matter. And that's what was worrying me, was like, oh yeah, you know, casual, straight ghost matter. Yeah, no, I have definitely not been in here. Is the hardest part of this tragedy not knowing who we may have lost, or will the hardest part come later when we learn? Be well, Aunt Melloray. So they lamented, you know, the possibility of losing some people, at least, through this. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, that rock's gone. I'm glad I went there first. I would have been like, well, what the frick? Okay, there's this spot. Look out below. Look out for the gravity hole. Should you slip and lose your grip, then into space you'll go. Okay, thank you for the wonderful little poem of things. Yeah, let's just keep a move on. I think this rock is done. I think we've been on top of that rock. Yeah, we have. Interesting. Hold the phone. Whoa, whoa. We just got triple ship log updated. That's got to be the vessel. So the vessel sinks to the eye, or the eye sinks to the vessel. Dark Bramble lashes out and grabs the vessel, and the vessel splits. Parts of it, one of its ships got lost in Dark Bramble. Interesting. Okay, this might actually be. Can't understand, why did the vessel crash in that place? Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, Anon and I checked before the warp, and the warp core and navigation systems were both well. We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. I suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3, which Escape Pod 3 is what got lost, so. Find Escape Pod 3, we find the vessel, maybe. Uncertain beyond that, but this tells us a lot of what we expected already, which, fair enough, I figured. There was more info I was missing on the vessel. Like, I knew of it, but I don't know how to find it. We can hear the other escape pods' distress signals, which gives me hope. Full-Eye, are you still here? I am unsure how to survive this place without you. I'm unsure how to be me without you. That's sad. Yep, hang on. Okay. We're kind of just running through here hoping to find stuff, basically. Yeah, so there's the start, there's here. We know where here is, at least, yeah, because that's the eye signal discussion. I don't think I've been there. If I have and I'm blind, then oopsies. I've not been here. However, let's go before things fall apart. My brother wasn't in Escape Pod 1 with us. Was he in Escape Pod 2 or 3? Was he able to board an Escape Pod at all? We sacrificed too much arriving here. I will not allow for our clan's greatest loss to be in vain. Plume picking up, like, the scraps, basically, and determining themselves towards the cause of finding the eye. That actually is very, you know, very interesting and admirable of how that came about. Okay. There we go. I'm like, I need to hop. Oh, we've been in here. Yeah, this is... No, we have not. Have we? We have not been lower than here, and lower than here is the spot where we haven't been. Because there is a lower spot, which I would like to see into. There we go. Interesting. Nope, we've seen here. Okay. I think we're fine. This is the most important part of this, though. This tells me where all the escape pods are, and furthermore, yes, as expected, the vessel is still in Dark Bramble. And that's the real thing that needs to be figured out, is how do you get to the vessel in Dark Bramble? And I'm betting that Escape Pod 3 will tell us where. Okay. That is a lot better info than I thought we were going to get. Yeah, I definitely didn't go here. And I should have. That was my bad. I've been saying that, oh, I've been here. I don't know why it's still got this marked for no reason. And I do admit that. So, yippee. Game was right. I was wrong. Go here, and let's make the trip over to our ship, hopefully. Hopefully I can still make that trip, so to speak, because I'm not sure. Yeah, wow. So, oh, that's interesting. That's probably how you're supposed to get into the Black Hole Forge and the city around there. Hang on. Come on, ground. Stay alive. Come on, ground. Stay alive. Woo! Okay, to the ship. As I fall into an awkward pit. Yep, to the ship. We still have the Southern Observatory to make it to, so that's a spot we can take a dive to, I think. Now that I understand, relatively, what's happening here. Yep. So, Southern Observatory is... This is the North... yeah, this is the North Pole, I believe. And that's where Ryback's camp spews out. So, yeah, this is the Southern Observatory. It's also where Ryback parks themselves. And there we go. Okay, so, Southern Observatory, you tried to get in here. There isn't really much of a way in here, as we saw, / heard. So let's head under the surface and do one of my amazing piloting jobs to hopefully get me into here. Oh my. Oh my. Holy. Ah! There it is. There it is. I'm definitely falling into the black hole. Or into Sunless City. Or into the Sunless City. Nope, I'm falling into the black hole now. Okay, hang on. No, hang on. Go. Go there. Go there. I mean, obviously, don't use all my fuel up. But yeah, go there. There we go. This will catch us up with it. This will catch us up with it, I'm pretty sure. I see what needs done. It is not an easy task, but I see what needs done. Come on. Make your way back. I know I'm coming in hot on this thing. It is because I believe I need to. Okay. There we go. That should be good. We might fall into the sun. We might. And if that is the case, then oopsies. That is truly an oopsies moment, if that were to happen. Yep, I know. Fuel level critical, and we're not really making it to Brittle Hollow. We're making it somewhere else. No, nor. Come on. Come on. Nope, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead unless I fall in to Giant's Deep, which we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. Alright, burn as much oxygen as possible. I would just like to die here. Yippee. Okay, I understand what needs done. We'll do it real quick if I can. Yep. That's fine. We'll do it real quick, and then I will probably have to end the episode so that can happen. Yeah. But I know what to do, and we've also got the additive of, oh hey, things are good, things are great, we know what's going on. Da-ding. We're making progress, and we found a way forward is the most important part. We found a way forward. So yeah, Southern Observatory. Let's go. I will stop and read right now. Just because, yeah, Old Settlements, Mural Panel 2, Mural Panel 1, and Mural Panel 3, Escape Pod 3. Yeah, the big question mark. A mural of Nomai vessel encountering a signal. A mural of Dark Bramble ensnaring the Nomai vessel. Mural of 3 escape pods evacuating the Nomai vessel. Nomai constructed a temporary settlement, believes they're a crashed escape pod. The Nomai worked together to recall an eye-shaped signal they encountered while aboard the vessel. The signal was somehow older than the universe itself. The Nomai decided to call it the Eye of the Universe, abandoned this settlement over growing concerns about its stability. Nomai warped to this solar system in a spaceship called the Vessel. They were attempting to follow a signal from the Eye of the Universe. The vessel crashed somewhere in Dark Bramble. One of the 3 Nomai escape pods never made it out. So that's really what we're after when we're saying, oh, I need to find the vessel, is I need to find that. Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's go to the Southern Observatory. I've seen the path in. It is merely a path of get there now. Ow! What the frick? thing just casually throws itself into the floor. Oh, the autopilot. Yeah, the autopilot just threw it into the floor. Jeez. What else is broken? The landing camera, which needs there. There we go. You know, maybe I should have, you know, picked up off the ground first before I hit that. There we go. There we go. It trying to align trajectory. Oh god. As I become a duck. Okay. So, there's that. Southern Observatory is here. Would like to land here. Perfect. Okay, so I have seen the way to it. It is by quite literally, we need to do one of the most amazing dives in all of my history of diving here. And that is by basically landing on the underside of this. This also makes me think maybe taking the ship in here, as hilarious as that may sound, would be a good idea. Surface integrity, a hundo. 33. Has over here already been problemized? No. Okay. I'm like, I really need to... Holy cow! I almost got fireballed myself. Okay. Okay. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't scary. I don't know what you're talking about. That did not spook the ever-living hell out of me and make me worry that, like, I was about to get fireballed to death. So yeah, we need to watch where the asteroids are hitting, and hopefully that opens up our way really soon. Because we need a spot open. It is honestly though making me consider doing what I would like to call the ultimate funny, which is find a spot, go to the South Pole, and just figure it the frick out from there. Because, I mean, you know, we can resist. Yeah, I'm like, we can resist the black hole decently well in the ship. In the ship only, I would like to add. Yeah, so this is the pathway. Ah, wow. Hey, would you look at that? I found out how to get in. I found out how we're getting in. Ta-da! Alright. Southern Observatory time. Oh, that's a problem. That's Ghost Matter. There. I'm like, there we go. This is how. Woo! Hello. Okay. Let's hurry. We do not have much time. I have stream in 3 minutes. Oh god. That is the tightest timer this game has ever thrown at me. And it isn't even the game throwing it at me. Hop. Hop. I'm probably not going to get everything that needs got here. In fact, I'm sure I've already missed something, but now that I've seen how to do this... Whoa. Okay. Now that I've seen how to do this, I'm not too afraid. Those are the giant steep stuff. Am I about to learn the thing that I learned? Yep, that does that, and that's the one that takes you down. Yep, I'm about to learn the giant steep thing. The Saba Construction Yard has been using the Cyclones on Giant Steep to lift orbital probe parts into orbit. But one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting models to determine why this happened. In update, it's now clear why there are two different types of Cyclone. Those Cyclones on Giant Steep rotate clockwise. These are Cyclones because Saba typically uses the same components into orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. My gratitude, Spire, Kanoe is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by the secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant Steep. Also, I very much wanted to make a model. Thank you. Okay, so that is as expected. Throw this in, see what we get. Cassava, Dawes and I were lifting orbital probe components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank beneath the current. Kanoe, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for camera components to sink partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Cassava convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious as to what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant Steep here at Brittle Hollow Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Kanoe, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visited the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the circuit's surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon, and one at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Interesting. So I definitely did this the wrong way. Yep, this just brings us here. Yeah, I figured that would just bring us somewhere. Okay, stairs, upwards. Upwards part of the observatory. I'm blind is what I would like to note. Stream can wait. Stream can wait. Stream can wait. How should our methods change as we continue our search for the eye of the universe? We know what the eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon, so if we try to find the eye visually instead, let's send out a probe. Now, his idea is very clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. I believe I have a solution for the problem. Have you spoken with Remy and Pi about the technology they're developing? As we couldn't find the eye signal using two different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue this search method. We need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. Cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant Steep would be a good choice. It is furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for launch. It is also moonless, except when the quantum moon is visiting. Yes, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant Steep. Interesting. So that's why they did that. Go. This is the eye. Something about the eye. Yeah, the universe. Unable to determine orbit, no signal detected matching any known criteria for the eye of the universe. Interesting. Oh, these are all the orbital paths of all of them. Okay. Got it. That makes sense. Okay. It's just showing the orbital path. What have we learned thus far in our search for the eye of the universe? Based on our knowledge of the quantum move, we believe the eye is in orbit around the star system's sun. It would mean the eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the eye signal to the star system, but we were unable to warp to the eye itself. The locator we built on the Owl Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the eye system. Hypothesis: the eye has stopped emitting its signal. Suppose the eye doesn't wish to be found. Saba, how can you suggest that the eye signal called out to summon us to the star system? Yes, I am aware, but I grew up hearing the eye's story, yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when we first arrived here. Interesting. Alrighty. Well, I think for the sake of time and the fact that I have a stream that I need to go to, God, that's cool. I need to end the episode here, so thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh my god. Ah.